Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day today. Today is actually Tuesday, September the 1st, so it's not my normal Monday when I'm normally with you guys. I actually went yesterday to take a class myself in Asheville, and I will talk more about that in just a little while. But for those of you who don't know me, as I said, my name is Kelly Dale. I own a bead store here in Forest City, North Carolina, a physical bead store called Off the Beaded Path. We have the physical location, and we are always online at offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. I have been beading for almost 20 years. I've had the store for 18 years, and I have been right here on YouTube now for about 10 years. We currently have a library of over 500 videos, so I hope that you will definitely go and check that out on YouTube. So today we are going to finish up our series on our back to bead school, and we are going to be working with illusion cord. There is lots and lots of fun things that you can do with illusion cord. A lot of people actually don't like to use it or sell it, I should say, because it can break down, and we will talk some more about that. Now, I also want to give you an update on some videos and show you some new Swarovski Christmas trees that came in today, but I will do that at the end of the video. So if you want to know kind of what to look forward to for September and all of that good jazz, please stay tuned at the end of this video. Remember, I'm doing this video live, but as soon as the video gets finished, it will be uploaded into YouTube, and you can go back and watch the replay as many times as you want. So thank you all for joining me, and let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around, so if you get you know, kind of motion sickness, please look away for just one moment. I've got Sammy helping me today. He's over there sitting at his desk getting ready to help us moderate as we go throughout our day. Okay, so first of all, you will notice that I am using this great product here called Supplimax. Is our main stay for today, and we are going to talk about that. You'll also notice I'm using a little bit different of a board today. This board was actually gifted to me last week, so I wanted to show you who I got the board from. This is the first time I'm using it, so we're going to see how it works out and how I like it. But again, today we are going to use a product called Supplimax. This is a monofilament illusion cord, which means it's just a clear cording. It is 0.020. This roll has 164 feet in it, which is a good bit. It's a clear cording, so that is fun. And it is a 0.50 millimeter, which is a 0.5. Okay, so when you get this and you take this little top off, you don't want to lose this. This will help hold on to everything, but it's just a clear cord. As you can see, it's completely clear. So I'm going to go ahead and roll off a little bit, and I want to put my clip back on. Hello to everybody who's joining me. Thank you so much. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off some of this cord here. I'm going to cut off about 24 inches. Get me a cutter. Oh, goodness. All right. Now, Supplimax is made by the Bead-A-Long Company. Again, it's that monofilament cord. Beadsmith also makes a cord called illusion cord. The only problem with their illusion cord, it comes in different colors, but they're completely out of stock of it right now. So I can't really show you too much the illusion cord. The thing to know about your illusion cord, again, it's completely clear. And if you don't store it correctly, it's going to get brittle over time and it's going to break. You also have to be really, really careful when you are crimping this. You don't crimp it too hard and actually break the cord. So you can see here, I've got a little assortment of crystals. I've got me a little lobster claw. And I'm going to be showing you some different ways to finish off the illusion cord today. I'm going to be showing you how to use a bead tip, how to use a slide or a side clamp, and we're going to talk about the sizes of crimp tubes that you need to use with this illusion cord. So the first thing I'm going to do though is I want this to have a pendant on it. So these are some cute little pumpkin earrings. I think I did back in 2016. And I want to use one of these little pumpkins as a centerpiece. So I'm going to just open up one of these. And we do have these in stock on the website. Or if you go to my Must Know Monday video for October 10th of 2016, you can see me make these. But I want to make one really quickly just because I want this to be the pendant. I want a cute little piece I can wear for the holiday. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got a head pin and I've got a little piece of green wire here. And I'm going to grab one of these bead caps. So Darla Boyle said, my question is there a difference between illusion cord and monofilament? Darla, illusion cord is monofilament. So it's the same thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead really quickly, and I'm going to make me one of these little pumpkins. Let me grab my tools here. I took my tools with me yesterday to my class, so let me grab my tools. This is my little bead roll, and it worked out really, really great because I could just roll it back up and carry my tools with me and not have a ton of stuff. So that's from BB's Bead Bags on Etsy. And I'm going to take my pliers and I'm just going to make a little spiral here with my wire. Okay, and I'm just making a little piece here, just like this. And then I'm going to finish it out with a little tiny loop. Okay. Okay, you want to make sure you get that loop completely closed. All right, so I'm going to put my large bead, my bead cap, my little twirl of wire, and my 4mm bicone. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the loop. Now I'm going to make this a wrapped loop, okay? So I'm going to move this just like this. Okay, and let me see here. And I'm going to make my loop. For those of you who don't know how to make a loop on your earring, you can go back a couple of weeks ago. We did like an earrings 101 class on a Monday where we learned how to make loops. And we talked all about the different tools you'll need and all of that stuff. Okay. So I've got the centerpiece for my little necklace now. I'm making just a really simple piece to wear. So I'm going to take my monofilament or my illusion cord and I'm going to thread my pumpkin in the center here. Okay, so this is going to be in the center and then I'm going to pick up a few beads. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do orange on each side. I'm going to do black. I don't think I want the black. I think I'm going to take the black off. I want this to be something that I could wear throughout the, fall season. So I think I might take and let me look at a little green here, pull in some of that green. Okay. All right, so these beads are going to be right in the front. So this is where we need to talk about our crimps. For illusion cord, this #1 bead-align crimp works really, really well. So if you purchased an assortment a few weeks ago when we did the stringing 101, you'll see here you have a whole tube of #1s. So it's a really, really good pack to work with. You'll also see here that we also sell the whole pack of #1s by themselves on our website. And since these are bead-align crimps, you can find these pretty readily at most stores. But let me grab my #1s out here. Okay, they come with this little cork top. Here we go. I'm going to pour out a couple of these to use today. So you can see they're micro little crimps, super, super tiny. And this is going to be so that when we thread them on, we won't see them. They won't be too much a part of the design. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put one of these on each side. Okay, I'm going to put my 2 ends together here, and I'm going to kind of pull these to the center. Now, if I was very, very meticulous about this, I could mark the center, but I'm happy with this because it's not going to be 24 inches anyways. So I'm going to take my flat nose pliers, and remember, you don't want any kind of ridges on the inside of your plier. And you're just going to take it and you're going to barely press that little crimp, and you see what happens. Instead of having a round bead, now we have a little bit of a flatter bead. So then I'm just going to do the same on this side. I'm going to take my pliers and press it. Now you could use a macro crimper, and you could actually crimp it, but so sorry, somebody called me. Ugh, never had that happen before. All right, so you can see now these beads won't move on my necklace, and that's what I want. So now I'm going to take my ruler, one of my little crimps here, and I'm going to measure out about a 1/2 inch. Okay, so from where my crimp is, I'm going to come out about a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to grab a hold and barely flatten that piece. So I'm not giving it a death grip and tightening it down really hard. I'm just barely pressing it, and it will flatten out pretty easy for you. So then I'm going to take it, I'm going to put another crystal. I'll do a little orange crystal here. And another crimp. Okay, so again, this won't move now that I have those little crimps on each side. And all I have to do is barely touch it, and it will flatten that one out as well. If I take and I really take and I press it really hard, it's going to cut this in two. So you have to have a fine balance when you use illusion cord. So now I'm going to flip this to the other side. Put me a bead on here, a little crimp bead. Now, if you want to be meticulous and all that kind of good stuff, I could take and I could measure this other side out. But I'm going to take, I know that I've got my beads kind of centered here the way I want them. So I'm going to crimp right across from where it was. Now again, I could use my ruler, but if I was making this for somebody besides myself, I would definitely, mark my measurements here, but I'm okay with it not being 100% exact. And then we just crimp. So the cool thing about working with this illusion cord, whereas our wire, where we're going to cover a majority of it up, this, we are only going to put a few beads on it. And so these beads are going to look like they're just floating. So let me put on a few more. Ugh. And again, I'm using a number 1 bead along crimp. If you have beadsmith crimps, you can use a 1.5 by 1.5 will work as well. And again, you can see here, and let me just kind of get it to where you can see it a little better. You can see I'm just going to come out about a 1/2 inch and press. Okay, and again, if I want to go ahead and do it on this side, I can go ahead and do it on this side too, so I don't have to worry about it. We can measure it out and press. Okay. I'm going to put another crystal and another crimp. So Beverly, once this video gets uploaded, if you will go back and watch it, I give all that information at the beginning of the video. I showed the card, and I will do my best to show it again at the end of the video. So I'm only going to put one more crystal on here. I could put crystals all the way around if I wanted to, going every like 1/2 inch. But I'm going to leave this be because I know I don't want the crystals to go all the way around. Now, you can use any size beads. You can use any shape. They can be as big or as small as you want them to be. I'm just making a little fun design for the fall. So now I know I want a 17-inch finished piece. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this down just a little bit here. So it's right now it's 10 inches on each side. Okay, so this is where all your little goodies are going to come into play. Ooh, Deborah Gibson's already talking food. You go, girl. That sounds amazing. So there's a couple of things that you can do here. You can use your little wire protectors if you want to. You don't have to use wire protectors on illusion cord, but you can definitely do it if you want. And I'm going to do a couple of different things here. So I'm going to cut me a little piece so that I can demonstrate without having to mess the finished piece up. So there are a couple of different ways, again, that I said that you could do this. So one way is to use this side clamp double loop tip. Okay, you can see these are really affordable. We sell them 24 in a pack currently for $1. And this is what they look like. They look like a little clamshell almost. Okay, you have a rounded part, and then you can see there in the top it has a hole. And then if I flip it this way, you can see where it's open. And it's got a little hinge here, just like a clamshell would. So one way that I could actually take, if I did not want to use a wire protector, I could take and I could put on either this small size crimp, or I could use a larger crimp. So I could use, say, like this 1.3 or this 1.5. So I'm going to go with this number 2. Just so you can see. This works really well if you're doing multiple pieces of this as well, because a lot of times multiple pieces look really, really good doing them at different sizes. So I'm going to take, I'll actually use this bead. Okay. So I have my little crimp on here, and so if I'm not going to use my wire protectors, I can put the little crimp on and I can crimp. And again, if you don't know how to crimp, you can go back to our stringing 101 video from just a few weeks ago and see how to crimp. Hello, everybody joining in. Okay, so you see the crimp here. Now, I can take this and I can go ahead and I can trim this. Now, you notice I don't trim it all the way. I leave just a little bit. And then you can put this little ball, this little crimp inside of that ball there, and I can press the ends together. Okay, and when you press it, you want to make sure that it gets completely closed. So you can see my illusion cord comes out of the bottom, and now I have a tip over it just like this. So you can take a jump ring. It'll have to be a thinner size jump ring. I don't think my twisted jump ring's not going to fit in here. So it's going to have to be like a 20 gauge jump ring, I'm going to say, to actually put in that and attach your clasp. The other way that you can use these to finish off is you can use this bead tip here. Now, a bead tip is just a little bit different, and I'll show you what this one looks like. This one's called a clamp. Some people call this one a clamshell as well. But with this one, you can see that instead of being open on the side, this one is open on the bottom. Okay, so I've got my little loop here, and then it looks just like this. So to finish off my illusion cord this way, I'm going to thread my piece in just like this. And I'm going to put my crimp here on the end. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a hold with my crimper. And I'm going to crimp this illusion cord. Okay, and again, I don't have a death grip on it. I've just crimped it enough to get it closed. And then we bring the little cup up where that crimp is, and now I can take and I can grab a hold of each side, and I can even do this with my fingers. I can grab a hold of each side and I can close it. Okay. Okay, and Anita says she knows these as calottes. Awesome. I have never heard those called that. That is an awesome little thing. Okay, so now I think my twist jump ring will fit on this one. We'll give it a whirl and see. Okay, so Kathy Dorr. Oh, let me look here. Let me find the little end. Kathy says, I was taught this 20 plus years ago to also put a drop of glue in the clamshell. Yes, you can do that as well, Kathy. It's completely up to you. I never found the need to, but you can definitely put a drop of glue in there if you want to. So like if I was going to do this, now I could put my jump ring in it and close it. So then that way I can attach my clasp or whatever I want to do. So now I'm going to show you how to use this with your wire protector. And I don't think, let me find, I think I'll put a little crystal on each end here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to put on a crystal. I'm putting on my crimp. Now this is the larger crimp. This is that number 2. Okay, so I'm putting on a little bit of a larger crimp. If you want to, you can put the little crimp on here at the end. Completely up to you. Let's do that just for the heck of it. So I'm going to put this little smaller crimp on. If I can get it here on the end. I think I'm going to have to cut my... There we go. Come on. I have my contacts in and I can't see. Okay, so I've got my little tiny crimp. I have my crystal. And now I'm going to put my number 2 crimps. This is that little bit of a bigger crimp there. Now I'm going to put on my wire protector. Now I haven't tried these wire protectors to make sure they will work. Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes the illusion cord might be just a little bit thicker than what you're used to working with. Okay, so I can go up and down on the sides like I want. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check the length. I want this to be about 17 inches. So I'm going to come back in just a little bit. Bobby says, how do you sharpen your wire cutters? One of the easiest ways to sharpen your wire cutters is to cut pieces of aluminum foil with it. That's one really easy way. They actually make sharpeners that you can sharpen your cutters with. But if you buy a really, really good pair of cutters, you won't have to have them sharpened. They should last you a really, really long while. My Lindstrom pliers, I have been using those for about 8 years, and my cutters, and I've never had to have them sharpened, Bobby. Okay, so you can see I've went back down through the larger crimp and my crystal here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crimp it. And again, I am not giving it the death grip, okay? I am just crimping it closed. And you can squeeze the little wire protector together if you want to. So I put the excess thread here. I put it through the crimp and the crystal. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip right where it comes out of the crystal, and I'm going to slide my little tiny crimp up here, and I'm going to crimp that little small crimp. So this way it stops the bead from moving, but also should this piece, anything happen here, I've got a little extra room that I can play with. Tina says, where did you purchase your clippers? They are so cute. Tina, we sell these on our website, offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. Okay, so you can see here I have one end complete. Now I have to do the other end, and this is where it's a little bit trickier because you have to get it even and it has to look really well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my tiny little crimp. So this is my number 1 crimp. Okay, so I've got my little number 1 crimp on here. I'm going to put my crystal. So I started with my number 1. Now I'm putting on a number 2 because I've got multiple pieces of thread or illusion cord that have to go back down through it. Okay, now I'm going to use my wire protector. I go up one side. Down the other side. Hello, if you're just joining me. Okay, now this side, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my 2 little crystals here together and make sure that everything's kind of ending up where I want it to on this piece. And again, I could totally do this by, and I know somebody's screaming at me, use the ruler, use the ruler. So I will use the ruler. I've just never really been a fan of having things exact. Okay. So now I'm going to run the thread back down through the number 2 crimp and the crystal. Okay. And we're going to crimp it again. And again, if you need to know how to crimp, make sure to check out my Stringing 101 video from just a few weeks ago. Now, I could go ahead and I could add my clasp while I've got my, I'm putting my wire protector on here. But I'm going to be adding it with a jump ring just because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to want that specific clasp on my piece. So that is why I've chosen not to put it on as I work. So you can see now I have a super simple and cute necklace that I can wear this fall. Now, I know somebody's going to ask, I'm going to go ahead and do this so that way you can see. Let me kind of get my tray cleaned up here. The crystals that I'm using today are 5mm. You can use a 4mm, you can use a 6mm, kind of whatever you want to do. I used a 5 just because that's what I had, and just what I was using up here. So I'm going to go ahead and open my jump ring. I'm going to attach it to my wire protector. And my little clasp. Hey, Miss Erica. Okay, and I'm going to wiggle it back and forth to get my little jump ring closed here. So now I could put a ring on this side if I wanted to, but this will actually clip right into that wire protector, so I don't have to put another jump ring or split ring or whatever I want there. So you can see now just a super simple, easy project using this Supplemax. The thing I do love about this Supplemax Beadalon brand, it's got a little bit more thickness to it versus the illusion cord, so I feel a little bit more safe with it. The biggest thing you have to remember is, like, if I'm going to not wear this until next year, let's say I've got through the season, I'm actually going to take and I'm going to put it in some sort of plastic bag. Okay, I'm going to store it in some sort of plastic bag or something like that to keep it away from the elements, because over time this will break down just like anything else. One thing I also would tell you about your illusion cord, if it started to get a little bit of a yellow tone to it instead of being this nice clear product, you need to chunk it. Okay, it's no good anymore. You've had it too long. You want it to have this really nice clear look. So to store my Supplemax, what I would actually do, again, I take my illusion type cording and I keep it stored in a little plastic bag. This keeps it away from the elements so that I don't have to worry about anything, it's kind of getting older sooner than it should. So I always store my products like this that will break down. So super simple, easy little project today with that illusion cord. And again, the your centerpiece that I used today is just an earring, a kit, $5 that we've got on the website. Leah Phillips says, how long does it last when it's stored in plastic? If it's stored in plastic like this, it should last you years. Not a year, but multiple years. But like I said, the minute it starts getting a little bit of a yellow look to it, chunk it, because it's not good anymore. So now I'm going to clear this off real quick because I have a few really neat things to show you here. So let me kind of get this cleaned up because I know you are going to do it. Okay, so Kathy Dorr says, I have some .012 illusion. So is that thinner than what you used? Yes, Kathy, because today I used a .50. So your .12 is thinner than what I used today. So you will definitely want to use your number 1 small crimp tubes. Okay. So I missed you guys yesterday, and here is the reason why. I went to Asheville and I took a class from a polymer clay artist named Barbara McGuire, and she teaches wire wrapping as well. So this is what I went and did yesterday. She taught a great class. You see there's lots of spirals on here. I've perfected my spirals even more, but she taught us how to make coils, how to make jump rings, the proper way to do some swirly doos. So just some little fun wire wrapping links and projects. This is what I did yesterday and why I was not with you. I haven't 100% completely decided what I'm going to make on this yet, so that's why it's not finished. We didn't set out to make a project, we just set out to have a good time. So if you've never heard of her, make sure to check out Barbara McGuire. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous polymer clay artist. And let me look. Darla says, I should have asked, is there a difference between Supplamax and regular fishing line? Honestly, Darla, Supplamax and the bead line company that makes it, as well as like your illusion cord, they've made this specifically in different diameters for beading, because they do make several diameters. You could also use fishing line to do it if you did not have access to, you know, a product like Supplamax. But a roll of this has 164 feet, and it's very, 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 very affordable. Okay, now got a couple other things that I'm excited to show you and talk about here. So the first thing is going to be some brand new Christmas trees that we got in, and I'm so excited to show these to you, and I hope you guys are ready. So this is matte crystal. These are going to be $2.50 a piece, but they are brand new Christmas trees. These are crystals, and look at that. Look how cute those are. They look like little trees. Oh, this one has the silver backing. It's got a hole in the very top up there, and this is the solid, just matte crystal color. I ordered several colors, and they only had these two colors in stock. Hopefully they will have more very, very soon. So I do have those on order. Okay, this is a matte envy. Okay, these are going to be $3.75 a piece. They're a little bit more expensive. But these are a matte green, and they pull a little bit of, just a little bit of a pink and a little bit of a yellow. But again, they have that beautiful color on the front and your silver on the back with the top hole. So these are just in time for Christmas. And I mean, heck, they're cute just to even wear whenever. I'm loving them. But these are actually on the website, so you can actually search this barcode if you want to, and you'll see those on the website. So those are the Christmas trees. And then I got some really pretty new chatons in as well. This is an SS47 Jonquil Brandy Coated. A 6-pack of these is $5.85. But man, look how pretty those bad boys are. Aren't they gorgeous? I love them. Okay, so those are new. A lot of these just came in today, so they are on the website. All right, this is the SS47 Light Sapphire Envy. This one pulls some green, just like that Christmas tree did. These are the same price. You get 6 in a pack for $5.85, but you can see they pull blue, they pull green, they pull purple, they pull lots and lots of different colors, and they have that deep point back to them. I am working on several new little projects with these that I can't wait to share with you guys in the near future. So here's that one, and then one more. I love this one. It's super cute. This is an SS39, so it's a smaller size. This is Rose Glacier Blue. And for those of you who love pink, like Gloria Crenshaw, man, Gloria, you are going to love this pink. It's absolutely gorgeous. It pulls that pink, it pulls that blue. So it really does pull a lot of beautiful colors, and it's got that little bit more shallow point back to it. So those are new. These are a 6-pack for $3.50. So they're more, less expensive on these. So let me put these to the side. and flip the camera around really quick. Okay, all right. So I have a couple more things I want to chat with you about. I hope that you really like those new pieces that we got in, because I know I do. I love them. And I can't wait to design something for you with them. So I want to kind of give you a heads up. Let's see. Kathy Dorr, how do you ever have anything good to sell when you get new goodies? Oh, because Kathy, normally I go one for me, one for the shop. Two for me, one for the shop. I know. It's hard, especially when you get some of these beautiful new cabochons in. I want to give you a heads up for some videos that I have scheduled for this month, what I kind of have in mind. So one video, hang on, I'm looking for it. There it is. Okay, so one project is going to be a new ring. It's a fun ring that is going to be using some nib bits and some size 11 seed beads and some little 3mm bicones. Now, the one thing that's special, and the reason I wanted to give you kind of a heads up about this ring, is that this ring uses a 12mm cabochon. Now, this is a handmade cabochon. I purchased this from Nix, N-I-X Creations on Etsy. Okay, so this cabochon is flat on the bottom and it's got a really nice dome on the top. This is what you will need, and I'm trying to find another size here so you can see. So it's flat, but it's got a pretty good sized dome there on the top, and that's what you're going to want for this ring. So it's got to have a flat bottom but a nice top to it. Now, Matthew has been super sweet to offer a discount to those of you who want to make this ring, because I've ordered a whole bunch from him for myself, because I think I'm going to make it into a bracelet as well. So he's offered a discount. So I want to show you actually how to get to his website. And so that way you will know. If you don't purchase from Matthew, no biggie. You can go anywhere on Etsy that sells 12mm cabochons and purchase from them. But his is the specific ones that I used. So that way you will kind of go. So the first thing is you're going to go to Nix, N-I-X Creations on Etsy. So let me flip that around here so that you can see. Okay, so I'm at Nix Creations. Okay, here's his Etsy site. So when you go to it, you can go through and you can pick out a cabochon. So just for giggles, I'm going to pick out this cabochon right here, which the eye completely freaks me out. I didn't pick out eyes. But you can see here, it's got different sizes and it has a price, and you'll see $1.40 plus. That's because with Etsy, when you have something that has options like this does, it gives you the cheapest option first. So the smallest one, that 8mm, costs $1.40. But you can see, like, you can get a pair of these for $2. I can get a 10mm for $1.85. I can get a 12mm for $2.25. Or I can get two of those for $4. Okay, so you can see the prices here. So what's listed is for the cheapest one. Other than that, you'll see, so like the 12mm is that price. So you can just go through and, you know, pick out whatever you like. He has lots of beautiful cabochons. He has all sorts of different ones. So you really can kind of pick out which ones you like the best. And I'll kind of show you, like, this is one that I picked out here. I have, I think, a dozen of this one coming to me. I loved this one. But you can see he does these in all sorts of different sizes. So it's a really great place. And I'm telling you, they are some of the best quality that you're going to find as far as a homemade cabochon. Now, with that, again, he has offered to do a discount to you guys who want to do this specific ring or bracelet with me. So when you go to the checkout, so if you purchase it, when you go to the checkout, use Nix, N-I-X 10. So Nix 10, and you'll get 10% off of your purchase. Okay, so I just want to give you a heads up. I'm probably going to wait closer to the end of September, so that way it gives him plenty of time to get all of your cabs made, because he makes them when you order them. So it gives him plenty of times to get all the cabs made and get them mailed out. Again, there are lots of different places that you can purchase 12mm cabochons from. It's just, I purchased these. They're really, really good quality. So that's why I used that specific one. So that will kind of give you a heads up. Other than that, for the ring, you are going to need 8 nib bits, nib, N-I-B, 8 nib bits. These are going to be the whole base for your ring. You are going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 3mm bicones. I'm going to be using some size 11 Toho seed beads. And then the only other thing you're going to need is beads for your ring band. This specific one, I used some size 8 seed beads. So it doesn't use a lot of beads. So that's the fun thing about it. What I will do is I will go through on my website, offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. When you look at the very top of the page, it will give you an option. I'm going to put future videos and links, so that way you can click on it and you can see everything that you'll need for this ring. And I also have 1 or 2 other projects I know immediately that I know exactly what you're going to need and when I'm going to do those. So I will list those on the website. Also, I noticed somebody asked me, was I going to have any e-classes this month? So for those of you who don't know, yes, I do my free classes here on YouTube, but I also offer e-classes. So how an e-class works is it's a specific price to take the e-class. The e-class includes your kit for the class. So I have it scheduled for a specific date and time that you can go in and you can take the class. So I am live at that specific class time to teach the class. But you don't have to be available when the class time begins. So if I schedule it for tomorrow at 2 o'clock and you can't be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock, it's just like it is here on YouTube. I film it live, then it's uploaded into the system privately. And as long as you have the link that I send you for the class, you have access to it. So it's not necessarily something that, like even our friends like over in the UK, if you wanted to take just the video class, you could do that as well. So that way you would have the class and you could be able to take it. So I did, for example, one of the classes I did just this past weekend was this super cute little pumpkin pin. So this is not something that I'll do here on YouTube itself, but it is something that I did as an e-class, okay? So just to kind of give you a heads up, I have this really fun class coming up on the 19th of September. This one uses leather and it shows you how to decrease on a loom. This was done on the loom. So I have this class again coming up on the 19th. I have another awesome class coming up on the I think it's the 11th and the 12th. It's actually a 2-day class, and I'm teaching a project called the mermaid tail. You can make this into a pendant, or it makes beautiful earrings as well. There's multiple color options. Like this is the orange. And it's more gold and orange. And then I'm also working on another color option that's going to be blue and turquoise. So there's quite a few different little color options. So anytime that you think you might be interested in a class, just make sure you go to my website, offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. You click on the classes category. Just pay attention, because on that classes category, it will say in store or e-class, okay? So if it's an in-store class, that means it's here physically in my store. So if you're in Wisconsin and you sign up for the in-store class, I don't think you'll make it unless you're making a special trip on that Saturday. So just be aware to make sure to pay attention to in-store and e-class. And as of right now, I am planning on doing these e-classes through the end of the year at least. We got to get through COVID, guys. It's coming. We're on a train. We're headed towards the end of COVID. We have to, or my patients won't be able to take it too much longer. Oh, heavens, you guys, we're all living it together. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have monofilament cord and the best crimp sizes to use with it, how to finish off the ends of it, and the whole 9 yards. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.